y'all, and welcome to the Ginger Spice Show. It is your hostess with the mostest, your not so typical school psychologist, Ginger. Today we have a wonderful, amazing special guest, my good friend Simone. Hey girl.
Hello everybody. I'm glad to be back.
Thank you for coming back to talk to the people. So I know I told y'all a while back that I will be bringing my friends back to talk about our internship process. So we are back here continuing that journey in our series about internship. So today we have Simone, and I have some questions. Y'all remember the handy dandy iPad that I have gathered from you all, that I have gathered from myself, questions that we wish we would have had answers to before going off to internship, and we're going to get into those today. And question number one, Simone, one thing you wish you would have known before going on internship?
One thing I wish I would have known. One thing I wish I would have known before going into internship would be that it's not that bad. It's really not. I think I was going in very nervous, not knowing what to expect. And I felt like it was just something I was missing, but I wish I would have known, it's not that bad.
And that's real, y'all. I feel like people do hype internship and make it like, oh my God, the end all be all. But
yeah, I was real nervous going in. Yeah. I was just I don't know if I got enough knowledge. I don't know if I'll be prepared. But yeah, it really wasn't that bad, honestly. It was challenging, but it wasn't that bad. So
yeah, the real tea, y'all. That's it. That's all. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the application process. Really, what that looked like. So, how did you choose where you were going to apply? What that application process looked like, interviewing, and yeah.
Okay. The application process was a struggle. And you knew I was gonna say that because it was a trying time. Okay, so the internship process started first semester, second year. So that's when we started talking about it in practicum, in school, thinking about where we wanted to go. And applications started in, I wanna say December. That was when the first one opened up. November, December, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Or at least you had one of the earliest.
Yeah.
That was due.
Yeah. So I think it was November, actually. Yeah. So I started thinking about it in September, October, and I had a goal to apply to 5 different locations in Maryland. And I wanted to stay in Maryland. I knew I liked the Maryland school system. And also, I didn't want to have to pack up my stuff and move across the country if I didn't have to.
Yeah, that's real, because y'all know.
Yeah, that wasn't for me.
Yeah. After you finished interviewing and all of that, how did you go about choosing which internship to take?
Right, so after I was ghosted by those different counties, I figured that I needed to apply to some more districts because I needed an internship to graduate. So I went out of what I originally wanted for my internship experience in terms of location. So further out of Maryland, I applied to Nashville. I applied to a county in North Carolina, another county in North Carolina, and also Frederick County, and that's still in Maryland, but it didn't give me that urban feel that I wanted in an internship. And so I'm just like, you know what? You gotta compromise. Like I said, it's like dating. So
y'all better date these internship sites, y'all. For real.
Yes. So after going through that second phase, I got a little momentum back. So I had my first interview. Well, all of my interviews were kind of back to back in the same week, because again, it was coming to the end of the internship application process. And so I had my first part 2 of interviews, and I had it with Frederick County. 2 days later, I had my interview with Nashville. And on that same day, I got a call back from Frederick County with an offer. Yes, and at first they called me and I missed the call and I'm like, oh shoot, like what if I don't get it? And then my supervisor's like, girl, like they don't call you to tell you that you don't get it. So I'm like, you're right. So I was trying to play hard to get a little bit. I wanted to keep my options open.
Date these internships, y'all.
And so when they offered it, I was kind of like in a state of shock. And I did have other interviews lined up. And I didn't want to be with, majority Black and brown kids. And so I'm like, okay, I want to see what the other counties are talking about. So I didn't immediately accept the offer. And the lady on the phone, she was just like, well, there's other people in line for this, so we need to know. Right?
Hey, girl.
So I was just like, okay. She was like, I'll give you till Friday. I'm like, cool. So I talked it over and I did some self-assessment, and I didn't want to be accepting it out of fear that I wouldn't get something else. And I think that that's where I was. I was in fear that I wasn't going to get something else. So I needed to just grab the first thing. And
it was like the way these internships were making it seem like it was, so I get that.
Yeah.
And needing to be fearful and even just doing it with that fear.
Yeah. You still got to move through it. And so I took it. I called them back actually that day. I didn't wait till Friday. I'm like, you know what? I don't want nobody snatching up my spot.
So my job.
Period. So I accepted. I'm gonna answer your question.
So, what is one tip that you have for the people about the entire process? Like one thing to leave them with about the application process?
Oh, the application process, not internship. One tip would be prepare for rejection. It does not determine your value. It's a reflection of the district's availability, not who you are as a student.
And that's the real tea, okay? Real hot, scalding ginger tea delivered from a school psychologist, y'all. It's coming from the people. Like,
yes. It's real. I wish somebody would have told me that. And that's one thing I didn't get from the whole being in school. And it's crazy because we were close to our what do you call them? Upperclassmen. Yeah. But we didn't get that.
Yeah. So that's why we're here, delivering it to you all to give you what we wish we would have had when we were in school before we became practitioners. So you decided to take an internship with Frederick County. Can you tell us a little bit about the experience?
Yes. It was a great experience. And it wasn't perfect, of course, but it was great for me. I learned a lot. I felt like I had a lot of support. So going into it, we get 2 different supervisors. So I like that I could see 2 different styles of psychologists in the field who were both highly competent, of course. So that was nice. I was able to kind of advocate for what I wanted. And I was at different levels. I saw child fine all the way up to high school. It was a great experience because I got a lot. I dipped my foot in every area. Saw threat assessments, did groups, had to experience staff members who weren't great. And I saw the real, the real of the field. So, yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So that's the reality of internship. They're gonna give it to you. You're gonna see what it's like to be in the schools for real. So when you're on internship, you're in the schools, a part of the team, given kind of that free reign. At the end of internship, the purpose is to have that free reign. So within it, your supervisor is starting to give you that and allow you to see the reality of the school. So I'm happy you got to experience that while you were on internship. Can you tell us what your favorite part about internship was?
My favorite part was definitely the girl group that I did. I love them girls, and they tried me. Well, I will say it was a trying experience because I also learned about myself. So I did an anger group with different, a group of 4 to 6 girls. and we developed a good relationship. This was at my high school, and I learned that it's my responsibility to lay out the tools. I cannot make them do better. And at one point, I remember I was frustrated with them because they was caught up in whatever drama it was. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let y'all, and I'm gonna sit down and do my work because I ain't got time for this. And as I talked it over, it's just like, I learned that it's okay to express how you feel, even if it's to, like, you know, the students that you work with. Like, okay, girls, I'm frustrated right now because, you know, I feel this way because, and our expectations that we set up, you know, you guys aren't following that, so that's what's frustrating me. So I learned a lot, and they like little sisters to me, and I love that. I love that. So that's my favorite.
It's the growth, it's the representation, it's the Black girl magic for me. Yes. Wow. Not really at all. Like, that's really dope because you don't really, like, when you think of the field these days and like the way when you're in school they like talk to you about like what the field looks like, stuff like that being done doesn't seem like the stuff that we do. But it is, like, you can be given those opportunities.
Yes. And really, you have to create those opportunities. I knew I wanted to do a group, and the school that I was at, again, I was in a county where it was more diverse. It was 13% Black kids, basically. And the school, it wasn't predominantly Black, but the girls that they referred to the group, for the anger management group, at a diverse school, it was all, you know, Black girls. So I'm like, it was kind of annoying, but I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to take this as an opportunity. And so I created that opportunity. And it was very positive, and it helped me grow, and I'm sure it helped them.
We love that. And the message I feel like y'all and we should take from there is create the opportunities that you need, that you desire. And you can do that on internship. Just whisper into your supervisor, hey, I like X, Y, and Z. So can I do that? Advocating for yourself, essentially. Wow. You are just inspiring the people. Amen. Okay, so we talked about your favorite part. What was the worst or something you wish you could have changed about internship?
Something I wish I could have changed. You want me to be real?
Do y'all want her to be real? Drop it in the comments if y'all want her to be real. Okay?
All right. I'm keep real.
They said it. They want you to be real.
So the thing that frustrated me was sometimes I felt like I wasn't being advocated for enough in terms of my supervisors. And it was a situation where I wasn't being invited to IEP meetings, and I didn't really know the reason. The principal didn't say it, but I felt the way because I'm like, this is a part of my experience. Like, I wanted to be out of elementary school, like, and this is where I learned and stuff like that. And so I'm talking to my supervisor about my frustrations, and like, she's hearing me, but nothing was really done. And it kept happening, like little what's the word? Not subliminal, what's the word? Whatever. But basically, like, we would be in a room and she would email my supervisor when I'm in the room saying intern is not invited to the next meeting.
Being passive aggressive.
Yes, passive aggressiveness. And my supervisor kind of just went with that and was just like, okay, well, she doesn't want, like, you know, I don't know why, you know, this is frustrating, but, and I'm just like, you can say something, like, advocate for me. And so I ended up having to, like, be passive aggressive myself to get in there, because I'm like, you know, I did this meeting, so, you know, I need to be here. None of those words, of course, but
as you should.
Yeah. So yeah, being in positions sometimes where I was an intern, so I don't want to step on nobody's toes, but yeah,
I think that they did that to you.
Yeah.
But I'm happy that you knew to stand your ground, even if you had to do it the way the people was doing it. Sometimes you gotta be just like the people to beat the people.
It's sad. I mean,
I
was gonna get in there because it was my experience.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and again, advocate for yourselves, y'all. Speak up, because if you don't speak for you, who's gonna do it? Wow. So, being that we did graduate in 2020, we experienced internship in the middle of a panoramic. Period. So, how did COVID impact your internship?
It was very disappointing. I am grateful for the experiences I received, but I low-key feel like I was cut short a little bit. Like, I wanted to do more. I wanted to finish that girls group and start another group. I wanted to work with a different type of, different population, or, it was a guys group that we were looking to start. I wanted to complete a bilingual, well, not a bilingual assessment, but like do a nonverbal assessment case. I wanted to try some more assessments out, and I felt like I didn't get the opportunity to do that, and I was afraid that I wouldn't.
Okay, wasn't afraid, because that was gonna be my follow-up question.
For like the next year?
Yeah. Like, so having your internship be cut short, like, were you prepared to be a school psychologist?
Yeah. So I definitely feel like I was prepared. I felt like hurt because I was cut short. Mm-hmm. So I didn't doubt that I would not be prepared, because before COVID hit, like, I got an offer in that county actually. So I knew that my job was gonna be.
Here it is! Because she was trying to slide it in real subtle, like, yeah, before COVID, I got an offer. Hold on, run it back!
So actually in January,
okay, like, before COVID, before graduation, before COVID. We didn't even know about COVID in January. Yeah, so, I just...
So yes, I started working in May.
Working
as a full-time
student. People, I didn't start my job till July, August, and y'all hear? Wow, it's the humble for me. It's really the humble for me.
Yeah, so I knew I would be prepared because they literally gave me the offer already. So it's just like, I was just disappointed that I didn't get to finish what I started.
I know that, but you was ready. You knew and they knew, and I love that for you. It's my friend. Okay, this was psychologist. My friend. Wow. All right. Last and final question. What are your final words to the people?
My final words would be, don't be afraid. What's for you will be for you. Make it your experience. And have fun. Remember why you came into the field and do things that are aligned with that. So if you came into the field because you wanted to help students with different social emotional learning tools, do that. Find opportunities to do that. If you came in the field to advocate for a specific group, find opportunities to do that in your internship. Have fun with it, because this is the start. This is just the beginning, and if you are not having fun on your internship, you ain't gonna have fun in the field, because that's how it starts. Yeah. So, y'all got this. I'm proud of y'all. If you are tuning into this video, it's saying a lot in itself. Like, so trust me, you have nothing to worry about.
Amen. And that's it. That's what we have to say. I can't top that. So, yeah. So if y'all have already made it this far, we hope that you have already.
I already know that y'all already liked, commented, and subscribed.
And hit the bell, and hit the buzzer, and hit all of it, because we know you love it. Yes. You made it this far. You really came and sat with us.
We know you want to keep coming back,
okay. So do it. Just hit that.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So yeah, thank y'all for coming. Thank you guys for sitting with us. We hope that you appreciated the content. If you want her back here, let us know in the comments. Drop it. What would you want to hear from her? What would you want to hear from us? Let us know. And with that being said, we'll see you next week on the next episode of the Ginger Spice Show. Peace out, y'all.